A lot of time people feel like to invest in one mentorship or one program. It's not true. All right. And we have been investing in real estate for years, but we had joined a mentorship program, 500 mentorship program. It's a credit repair and business funding program. And a part of joining that program was we went to Miami to a conference. Why you looking like that? You enjoy Miami or something?
I always enjoy
I
Miami.
mean, you had like a y'all see that smile she had like Miami.
Yeah, I'm from Miami.
Okay, so we went to a conference in Miami. In the conference, the foundation, those type of things. But there was one guy there that talked about something different.
Yeah.
And he talked about something I had never heard, thought about, or even processed before. The guy name was Walter Trapper, and he talked about your family SOPs. All right. And your family SOPs are how you want your family to operate while you're here and after you're gone. And for generations, that is the vision of the family SOPs. And he was talking about different things. And yes, he was talking about stocks, but the main thing that stuck out was those family SOPs.
Yes. And the truth is, you that leaving houses is enough to build wealth, but it really isn't enough to create wealth for your family. Like they need to know what to do with these houses. Some of our kids probably not even want the houses if we don't teach them how to. So I think a lot of times we think of it the wrong way. We think of it as if I just have a whole bunch of houses, if I have a whole bunch of apartments, that is gonna be everything that my kids, my family, and generations will need so that they don't have to start at the bottom. But the truth is that's not true. And you've been spending your bills trying to figure out how do I invest in real estate, but there are things you could have actually done or could be doing
Right now,
to accomplish generational wealth instead of just waiting to get started. But let me say this: it's never too late to start. Right? It's never too late to start. And I want you guys to stay tuned to the end. And we're gonna lay it out for you. We're gonna talk about what it looks like, how you can be building wealth, as well as setting your family up for success, so that they're not spinning their wheel trying to figure it out, but they have the tools that they need to be successful.
if
All right.
you're used to us talking about real estate, this is not that. All right.
This is
This
different
is
today. This
this
is
is
different
something
today.
totally different. But we feel like it's important enough that our community needs to hear.
And we are doing a push this summer with our kids to teach them more about the business, to teach them more about wealth, to teach them more about financial literacy. So, yeah, this is near to our heart. All right. So let's start it off, yo.
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I should have did it differently. Wait, nah, they're black. Okay.
You making up stuff over here.
I am. All right. So literally the keys to generational wealth is a mixture. All right. It's a mixture of getting some life insurance and creating family SOPs. And I'm gonna talk about what SOPs are. So I know in your head you're probably thinking, what are SOPs? I'm gonna talk about it. I promise. I'm gonna talk about it.
We are not here to sell you life insurance, all right?
We are not life insurance sellers.
We have a, um, I'm not going to say, we're not masters in life insurance.
No.
So we can't sit here and tell you what's the best idea for you, what's the best term life. That's not why we're here.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
in fact, just to be in total transparency, at one point we were fans of life insurance.
Yep.
We had been presented the opportunity to get life insurance, and we were like, I'm gonna call it young and dumb, even though we weren't really young, but mentally we were young and dumb. And we said, why will we pay this much life insurance when we can just keep all the properties that we have, and that can serve as our life insurance because we didn't understand enough. It wasn't until my dad passed away in 2020 that our reactions to life insurance completely changed. We started understanding more after that point. We started seeking more knowledge, and that's when And Tony and I got our life insurance as adults. I've always had life insurance as a kid.
I had life insurance too. It was just a woman gave it to me. I stopped paying it. I had it. I wish I could go back and find it. Let's see if I can. Because it's probably a policy that's paid up because she had been paying it. I need to go back and find that thing. But I had it.
Those are some of the key things with sometimes you just don't know enough. All right. But how can we teach our family to, after I hand you over this life insurance policy, what to do with it? You know, how do we teach our kids this so that they know exactly what to do? If you're paying on it, where to put it, where to house it, contact what company, so that they always have access to it. So we're going to talk about fees. Don't rush me. All right. So buying life insurance early is so important. Purchase life insurance while you're young, while you're young and healthy, while your kids are young and healthy. And if you're to the stage where you're not young and healthy, still get life insurance. Okay. Still get life
insurance. What I want to say is, if you can, make sure you get whole life insurance. All right. Term life insurance is like a rental house. As long as you can it, you got it. All right. Whole life insurance, you can actually. And whole life insurance is where you can get IULs and those different cash value you can borrow. All right.
Absolutely. Some of the benefits when it comes to getting life insurance is it protects your family, it creates financial security. All right. And it can provide opportunities to borrow against. That's what Antonio was talking about, the cash value in the future. It also preserves your wealth. All right. So not just for you, but it preserves your wealth from generations. All right.
What's up, Mr. Joy? What's up, Michael?
Hey, you guys.
Good to see y'all. Great. So that's the first thing. Buy life insurance, man. Buy life insurance. Buy whole life insurance. If you're in the real estate world, I would say look into life insurance that you can borrow against once you pay so much for it. I was talking to one of my guys, and he was like, not an licensed insurance person. He was like, they created recent policies to where you can almost get instant, you can pull instant cash out of the policies depending on what you put into it. So look into that, man. Don't just sit here and listen to us, man. Get it.
All right. So let's talk about what are family SOPs. All right. Family SOPs are your standard operating procedures. All right. For the family to follow and update for this generation, the next generations, and generations to come. All right. It is your family policy, basically, because that's not we call it at the office, policy and procedures, but it is the operating system that everybody in the family should always know and operate on.
And I don't know that limited in find it, but one of the things that I heard somewhere, I don't know where I heard it, but your name only lasts so many years in your family after. And I want to say 80 years, people don't remember who you are or what you did for the family. So it's so important that you start creating something tangible that can be passed down, that keeps your name alive and keep the family name going so that it don't get lost in the water.
Absolutely. All right, I see y'all come in the chat. All right, so we're going to talk about the Denmark's family SOPs. All right, this is our family SOPs. This is the foundation of what we want them to remember, how we want them to move. And it starts with marrying. All right.
Before you go there, so I know this might sound a little just to start, and we are using myself as an example for you. So you can map out your own thing, your own plan, your own thing you got going on. So I know that we both have $1 million life insurance. So when we're talking, we're thinking, okay, if something happens to one of us, and if we pay down $1 million to our kids, what are they gonna do with it? How are they gonna handle it? What does that look like? My kids in, they like, woo! So that's the type of mindset we are. That's what we talk about. That's what we think.
Mhm.
If we pass down $1 million in life insurance, how do they take that life insurance and take our family to the next level?
Yes.
All right.
And not let it just stop, not spend it all up and not understand what to do with it. All right. So the first part of the SOP is mirror right. And when you hear that, sometimes you think that means that you gotta be equally yoked. Like that's not exactly
I will tell you what
but
I
you
hear.
should be. What
This is what when I do somebody say marry right, I just can hear a mama telling her daughter, make sure you marry a man with money.
okay, and see that's not it. Okay.
That's what I hear.
So yeah, that's not it. All right. That means for us, it is identify who you are as a person. All right. Start with who you are as a person. If you are a risk taker, do not marry somebody else that's a risk taker. Okay? Because all y'all gonna do is risk everything. So there's a type of thing. And if you are not a risk taker, then that means you're gonna be scared to do some things. You're gonna be scared to invest. You're gonna be scared to move the family to the next level. So you may need to marry someone that has a risk factor, all right?
I would definitely say that we're not going to teach our kids to live in fear of failure. So a part of taking risk is a part of failure. Like you got to be willing to take some risk. All right? You just can't sit there and say, I ain't taking no risk. I'm just here.
I'm
And
be
what comes
comfortable.
That's not what we say. All right? But there's a level of, okay, I can take a calculated risk. I ain't going to take every risk that comes. But then there's another level where it's like, well, if it comes, I'm going to do it. So there's a balance. You got to identify which one are you. All right. So, like, our dynamic.
Let them guess. Y'all guess in the chat. What's our risk factor dynamic? 28 from you and myself. What do y'all think? Who's the risk taker? Who is the least risk taker? Okay. I see y'all. Y'all, the kids just pointing us out. It's amazing how much they know us. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. The truth is what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Who y'all think? It don't take that long to type our names. Come on.
Who you got? What you think?
Risk taker.
They can't see you. It's what you said out loud.
Fabio Denmark Jr.
Government. Okay. I'm the risk taker.
Yes.
And I'm the least. Sometimes we reverse it. Sometimes I become the risk taker and he is the person who's like, I think we should slow it down. So we actually swap roles from time to time.
I would say 75% of the time, I'm the risk taker.
Mm-hmm.
But there is points in our journey that actually becomes the risk taker. So it's a hell of a dynamic. And that's why it's important to talk about these things, have these conversations to really identify who you are and what you got going on.
Yep. All right. So the next step in marrying right is finding out who's the visionary integrator. All right. You can't have some people that are visionary and nobody will put in some work and put in some time. All right. We're not gonna be daydreaming forever and say, "Ooh, I just know I'll be good at that," or we could do this and we could do that. No, who's gonna put the action together that we move the needle and we go. All right. So a part of marrying right in these family SOP is identifying yourself as, am I the visionary or am I more of the executor? I'm more of the person that's going to make it happen. And if I am more of the executor, then I need to make sure that I marry a visionary so that we are moving the family needle at all times.
I'm gonna say this: like marrying a visionary sometimes means you're not married because a lot of times, especially early on in the life of a visionary, they ain't got nothing. I'm just being honest with you. Like they got visions,
What we call
ideas,
it?
sweet nothings.
Sweet death.
I'm telling you, it's sweet nothings. It's like it sounds good and it's just like elaborate, but that's the quality. So recognize it, see it, pay attention to it. It's a value.
Yeah. So we talked about risk taker versus slight risk taker, and not a no risk taker. Like it has to be some type of risk. To just not let out. I'm ready to everybody's risk taker. Creator versus visionary. Next is this person? Am I a hard worker or a fun person? All right. So again, we can't have too much fun and then nobody willing to push the family to the next level. All right.
And we can't work too hard.
To where you stress
We
out.
stressed out and we fighting each other. That's the issue.
Yeah. So it balance because that's what's gonna move the family and keep the wealth in the family. Okay.
Hold on, so we gotta go back to the first one. So my kids are over here having fun. All right, so kids, y'all you can ask them
I didn't
who was
because they
the
was
visionary and who was the integrator out of us two.
Okay. Say it out so they can hear you. Who's the visionary? Antonio is the visionary. And I am the executor.
Can you agree with that?
Yes.
All right, so the next one. Who's the hard worker? Who's the fun person?
One
Tonyo?
person. He buys me. He doesn't even go in.
So what they say are coming home every day. There is a unknown requirement that my kids want daily, and that is to stop either by Sonics or Circle K or any other place that has a slushie. All right. I am not interested in going to the gas stations. I'm also not interested in spending my money on the crumb snatchers every single day. But however, this man right here, like a treat, he's gonna take it. All go in. It's a scavenger hunt. It is a field trip. It is exciting, and I am like, this is beyond my element of excitement. And one person. I'm about to go in, do some work. I might even be texting. They can go in by themselves. I got some things on my mind because I am the executor to make sure it's done and I communicate with the team. But there are times, and I wrote this in my book, there was literally, there was a time where we went on a family vacation, okay? And I had this deal, this harmony deal that I was closing for a client. And the clients were very rude, but I wanted to make sure that I got it done. When I say they were rude, was they didn't care that I was on family vacation. They wanted to make it to the closing table. They only wanted to deal with me, not my team. And literally, we were at SeaWorld, and we were in the beach part of SeaWorld, and we were in the waves. And my kids were in the waves, they were having fun. And Antonio was with them, and I was like at the edge of the pool, right? And I'm like holding my phone up, trying to send out messages, send out these emails. I'm connecting the dots. And Antonio looked at me and he said, "Put it up." And immediately I was like, "Crap!" So I went, found our shit, hid it up under my towels, and got back in the pool. And then the kids started to swarm around me, and it's like they understood. They didn't even notice, but they understood. Like now, my best friend. So I made that like a real. That became a real thing for me, where I didn't want them to feel like work was always important. I have to have that time with them. But had Antonio had not told me the phone got stop, put it up, I would have been sitting there. So we had to go get lockers and put the phone up because I would have been sitting at the message the whole time.
So Mary, right? That's what we're talking about, y'all. It's important. It's the last one that we talk about. Some people gonna agree, some people gonna not agree. But remember who SOPs these are. We call the Denmark SOPs. All right.
The Denmark's SOPs.
And the last one is always get a prenup. Get a prenup. I don't care how that's how our family gonna operate. All right. We're gonna always want to get a prenuptial agreement. Even if you're marrying up, that don't matter to us. We want to make sure that we are protecting our growth, our legacy, our family. All right.
All right. So Mary Wright is stage one in our family SOP.
And I'm not going to say these are in any particular order. These are just things that we have that we
Absolutely. All right. So the next is following the pillars of success. And a part of that is feeling forward. All right. Not being afraid to fail. My dad was a football coach for Antonio, football coach. And we currently coach. So a part of failing forward comes from the football scenario, right? It comes from being a defensive end where a
have.
defensive back, sorry, where you completely have to think about the last play and go on with the next play. So if we hold on to our failures, we will never fail forward. If we fail forward, we remember that as a lesson and we continue to go and go and go without harping on, will that work out? Okay, well, how can I make it work out on the next play? And keep going and not sitting stagnant.
Always invest in yourself. Do not get stagnant where you are. You always got room to grow. You always got room to learn. Also, put some time and money behind yourself.
Mhm.
Pay people for their expertise to cut you down. Like that's a staple of what we believe in.
Mhm.
All right.
And you should never, the next one is helping others. Like, yes, you want to get to the next level, but where you get to the next level is by the more people you help. All right. So we are a firm believer that if we are giving, then we are receiving at the same time. So you have to be in a posture to give. Otherwise, you cannot receive. So I want to make sure that I tell the family, don't be stingy. Don't think you got a whole different fight. But the more you give, the more you receive. You may not receive it in money. You may receive it in blessings. You may
Mhm.
receive it in favor. You may receive it in doors opening that you never even thought were open. But if you close tight and you just feel like you gotta have what I call in corporate America job security, life security, you'll never grow in advance. So you keep going more. That's why we do these trainings on Wednesday to give to others. The next is the magic Tanya.
The magic is in the room, man. You gotta always get in rooms where people are doing what you do. All right, get in those rooms and get in them. Virtual is good. Get in those rooms where you can rub elbows, talk, and connect
Mhm.
because there's value in relationships. There is value in relationships.
The next one is time, talent, and treasure. All right. Every partnership consists of time, talent, or treasure. Sometimes you're gonna have all three things, but most of the time you're probably not gonna have all three. So whatever you're lacking, find a partner that has what you're lacking. All right. And I'm not talking about a married partner, I'm talking about a business partner. I'm talking about maybe an employee that has what you're lacking so that you have all three. All
Yep.
right. So time means time to do the things that need to be done. All right. Maybe somebody has a talent. That talent may be, let's say, in the realms of real estate, that talent may be finding deals, having,
Selling good.
selling deals, exiting deals, strategizing. That's a talent. All right. And treasure is funds, treasure is money. Most of the time, the people that have treasure don't always have the time. So that's usually a balance. All right. We're breaking up a little.
Is your tablet on the internet?
Mhm. Smart. All right. So a part of that is making sure that whatever the three that you need is what you continue to get and ask for. All right.
Say that again.
That you look for. Sorry. Whatever the three you have, whatever the two of the three you have, find the one that you're missing. That's
Yep.
better. All right.
What's the last one?
The last one is
Who are you listening to,
who
y'all?
are you listening
This is
to?
so important, man. You gotta pay attention to who has your ear. All right. The people who have your ear, they're either feeding you faith or they're feeding you fear.
Mhm.
All right, you gotta make sure you're listening to the right people
At all times.
all time. Just because you got the same blood, don't mean you automatically listen to them.
Mhm.
All right, just being total transparent with you. All right, make sure you're listening to people who are on your same path. All right.
Mhm. And if they haven't accomplished the things that you are looking to accomplish, you can't listen to them. Okay, you got to know, who am I listening to? What am I doing? Is it propelling me to the next level, or is it not? And be able to distinguish it so that you're constantly growing and getting better. All right. So next on the family SOPs is knowing that debt is a tool.
Yes, this is a big one. This is a big one.
Debt is a tool.
Debt is a tool, man. Debt should be used to grow your wealth, not fund your damn lifestyle.
Not fund your lifestyle. So we should not, and I say this because, and I got so many stories today, but I remember, I am rolling with
You a
stories.
story girl
Yeah.
today.
I remember when we bought our first house, and I'm talking about as a kid. I remember when we bought our first house as a kid, and my parents negotiated this house so good. We got all of these bells and whistles. We got new appliances that came with the house. We had $10,000 cash that came with the house that we got at the closing table. We had a voucher, not really a voucher, but we had like a spending limit to be able to furnish the house. I don't even know if all of this stuff is even you're supposed to do today, but I'm telling you, they negotiated
20
the
years
heck
ago.
out of our more than 20 years ago. It was probably 30 years ago. They negotiated the heck out of getting that house. All right. And immediately after we got the house, we furnished it. We got our appliances, but that money, that cash, we took that cash, and instead of investing it, instead of doing other things, we took that cash along with some credit cards, and we did a week at Disney World.
A week, Ashley?
A week at Disney World. A week. A week. I'm talking about a week. Like, it was good. We was buying everything. We had every toy, every Mickey Mouse. We went to Epcot. We went to Magic Kingdom a couple of times. We went to Blizzard Beach. I'm talking about, we spent a whole week there. Okay. So as a kid, it was an amazing experience. Like, I remember it was on Christmas. It was on Christmas. Yasmin woke up and they asked her, like, what's the one thing you want for Christmas? And she said to go to Disney World, and she didn't know that was the plan. So she felt like that was like the best Christmas gift ever, but we were already packed up. Everybody else knew but Yasmin. But that reminded me as an adult, like, man, I'm creating this new debt, but is that debt really creating me income? Is that debt helping me acquire an asset? And will this debt increase my future opportunities? So we shouldn't have taken that trip. We should have bought an asset outside of the house, because that really wasn't an asset, because we all needed to live there. We needed somewhere to stay. So that's technically not an asset. But we should have bought an asset with that $10,000 and let that asset take us on the trip. Produce the income to take us on the trip.
And just to be clear, I'm gonna reiterate what she said, because it's important to hear this. Ashley's not saying you can't go to Disney World.
Right.
Ashley's not saying you can't go on vacations. That's not what she's saying. What Ashley's saying is you don't use debt to go on those things.
Yeah.
You buy a asset, and the funds, the profits that's produced from the asset is what you go on trips and you buy planes and you buy cars and stuff with. Mm-hmm. We're not telling you you can't do those things. It's just a matter of reconfiguring your mind and how you think.
Shayna said, spent the whole week in the bag or two. In the bag or two, you know? So that's the part about SOP. Using debt as a tool and asking yourselves these questions. And if the answer is no, then think twice about it. All right. All right. Lastly, in the SOPs,
not lastly.
Okay, near the last. There are 5 steps to investing.
5? It's a lot more than 5.
I said 5. There are steps to investing.
All right.
Learn before you invest. don't just invest and not know what the world you're doing. Like, that's the biggest way to lose the family wealth. That is gambling, not investing. All right.
And you gotta, we're gonna spend a little more time on that one versus the other ones. But what we mean is spend some money so you can know what you're doing.
Mhm.
If you want to do real estate, invest in something that's gonna teach you real estate. Then you go and invest. All right. If you want to learn how to do stocks, invest in something that's gonna teach you stocks. Then go invest. Don't just start investing in stocks.
Because you saw it on TV, because you talked to a friend, because it seemed like fun. Like, learn about it first. And then start small. All right. We want to hit home runs on our first investment, on our first deal. Like, start small, get a proof of concept, get better at the concept, perfect the concept, then go bigger, then go bigger, then go bigger. But if you start too big, you can lose it all.
Y'all
Hey.
gonna get put out.
Yep. I know y'all excited. Start small and build your way up. All right. Get a proof of concept, figure it out with some education, and then make it bigger. All right.
Buy assets, not liabilities. That's an easy one. Focus on the cash flow. Reinvest your profits. Don't just spend all your profit. Reinvest your profits to improve your tools, improve your softwares, improve whatever you're doing.
Be patient. All right. It does not come overnight.
Wealth
Wealth
it
does
don't
not
come
come overnight. So be patient. Have grace with yourself. Don't put yourself where you're stressed out because it didn't work out. Like, fail forward. Give yourself grace. Be patient and watch over time. It's gonna compound and work. All right, in your favor. But if you quit, then that compound growth never happens. All right. Then you have to start back over and do it all over again.
Let's go to the next one.
All right. Wait, no, my last one. Never invest in something you do not understand.
That's learn before you invest.
Yeah, but never invest in it if you don't understand it. All right. This is touchy because sometimes you don't feel like sharing this part. All right. Sometimes you don't feel like telling them the losses. But sharing with your family the wins, the losses, the lessons, all right? Because in order for them to be better in the next generation, they have to know what was your thought process, how did you feel, how did you recover, and where are we now? And if we don't cover those things, then they're going to follow the same things that you did versus starting from where you leave off. All right.
It's so important. And tell them about the wins too. And it's so important to tell about the wins because, like, an example, I think one of the biggest deals we made like $80,000 on that deal. All right.
I wrote that in the book too.
That was the biggest deal we probably did at one time, one single transaction. We made
in 45 days, in less than 45
we made
days.
$80,000. It's so important to put that down and write it on paper. Because now when we tell that story to my 21-year-old, she's looking for jobs. She's looking at things that she can do in her life and different things. So when she graduates, it's like, hey, I'm finna go get a job. And hey, they offer me $80,000
for a year.
But if that sounds okay, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but her perspective is going to be a little different because she knows that my parents had the skills to make $80,000 in 45 days. And they're trying to give me $80,000 for a year. So just understand, push them to think bigger, push them to think farther, like not just the basic level. Like every generation needs to take it up a notch. At some point when my kids do deals, if a deal ain't making $100,000, they ain't gonna look at it, y'all. I'm telling you now how we are positioning, how we are growing. They're not going to be looking at deals that ain't making $100,000.
I won't be surprised if they're not making $100,000 a day if that's a problem. Like, and because those are the conversations we talk about now. Like, that was the biggest real estate deal at that time. But now we talk about daily revenue. And when we talk about it, and I'm just going to use my son for an example, one day he came home and he sells candy. after school. He sells candy and snacks. Well, y'all know he sold quite a few things, but candy and snacks was one of the things that he did. And he came home and he said, "I made, how much did you make that day?"
$50.
He had made $50 that day. So I had to check my Stripe account to see, did mommy and daddy make any money today? Because otherwise I feel some kind of way. But being focused on what are my daily revenues, because that's going to help me get to my monthly goal. And that monthly goal, if I have a monthly goal, that's going to help me get to my yearly goal. But if I don't focus and I don't know how to break it down to know, okay, this is how much I need to make a month. This is how much I need to make a day. And by doggy, this is how much I need to make in an hour. It's hard to even get to those goals, but it starts with a conversation. It starts with teaching them. All right. Let's talk about these filters, Sonia.
Yeah, you gotta put them up there because
No, I am. I got you.
Okay.
All right. So here are family making decision filters that we go over before making any major decisions. All right. So the questions that we ask is, does this align with our values, with our family values? Does this create or destroy wealth? All right.
Does this strengthen or weaken the family?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not all about you. It's about the family, all right?
Mm-hmm. Will I be proud of this decision in 10 years, or is this something that I'm going to be shameful about?
Am I making this decision from fear or faith?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so important to ask yourself these questions. And if the answer does not align, rethink what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Process it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even seek counsel on it. But make sure that you have a decision-making policy. We're just not making decisions based on our emotions, y'all.
Yeah.
That's the last thing we do.
I don't feel like this is right for me. No, let's put some reps in. Let's make it right for us. All right. So no feeling is a part of our family SOPs.
And
so,
this is not everything. Like, this is just kind of some of those hot topics
yes,
that we wanted to get your mind flowing, get you thinking, start creating your own family SOPs.
Yes.
And not in your head. Put it on paper, y'all.
Put it on paper. Put it in your virtual cloud so that you can always get to it, so they can always find it and make it shareable so that the people for the next generation have it. All right. Give them access. Let them be able to update it so that it's not something where it's written one time and forgotten about it. But how do we meet about it every quarter? How do we meet about it every year and make revisions?
Yep.
And if this person dies, who's in charge of keeping these traditions on? And then they're going to point the next person that's in charge. All right.
And it's so important. You touched on the aspect. I want to go a little deeper in it. It's so important to clearly identify who's in charge of the family.
Who's the family leader?
Who's the family leader? We need a leader in every family. Mm-hmm. And not saying the leader is a dictator. Mm-hmm. Not saying the leader is going to make every decision. Mm-hmm. But there needs to be a leader that when they speak, everybody listens.
Mm-hmm. All right. So going back, just as a refresh, real estate alone isn't enough, all right, to create generational wealth, to leave for your family. It's going to take some life insurance. It's going to take real estate, and it's going to take your family SOPs. Those are the keys to building generational wealth, all right? We don't want to just give them things, but we want to teach them what to do with it. We wanted to have them with funds to continue going. That's where life insurance comes in, because you can borrow against it. And we want to teach them the strategy. All right.
That's it, man. Let's go. If y'all got anything that you would add to your family SOPs, drop them in the chat. Maybe we can update ours. One thing I was thinking about is maybe we have a family meeting a year. Maybe we even put some quizzes in there to make sure that as they're coming up, they are studying the family SOP book and they understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Well, let's get out of here, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Any questions from the Denmark kids?
No.
All right.
All right. I love you guys. I'll see you guys same place, same time next week.
4-day challenge going on. If you have not joined, it's not too late. Buy VIP, get the replay of day 1 and 2. Come to day 3 tonight. Let's make our first offer by tomorrow. Let's
Ooh,
go.
Goodness gracious, he got so much. 4-day challenge. Bam. How do you join the 4-day challenge? You can go to the denmarksbday.com. If you're having a hard time spelling it, just go to our website and there is a link for it. Bam. The Denmarks.us, and it will take you to the link to sign up. It starts today at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. If you grab VIP, you will get the replays and all of the assignments. All right. You ready, Tanya?
Let's roll.
Love y'all. Have an amazing, amazing day.
Peace.